Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. We took a little hiatus, and it wasn't because we wanted to. We just got busy. We have a new setup now, as you can see, and that's kind of one of the main reasons why we kind of took this hiatus because we all three weren't ever around at the same time, and it took a while for us to edit. So we're just gonna come up with episodes, hopefully, once every month, um, is our plan. It could be two, it could be three. Hopefully, it's not 2 years. But again, I'm Jeff March with Rock Elite. We got Rich Brainerd with Rich Brainerd Studios and John Crusby with Rochester Whiskey Enthusiasts. How the hell have you guys been?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, excellent.
I've seen you guys recently, but not that recent, it seems like. Lots of travel with all of us.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
But tell us, what have you guys been up to the last 2 years? Let's sum it up, dumb it down in 30, 60 seconds. But what have you all been up to?
Yeah, go ahead.
You go ahead, Jen.
I was gonna say I'm just mostly doing picks with different stores around Rochester. Enjoying the scene, doing some beer stuff with a couple breweries, gaining some weight, and just chilling.
Throwing those darts too, I see.
And throwing lots of darts, yes.
Nice.
Every Wednesday night, yes.
Both ways.
Yep.
What's new with you, Rich?
I've just been, lots and lots of pictures in the past couple of years. A little bit of racing, so on and so forth. In the whiskey world, the bad thing about doing this remotely is that we can't see the bar at the studio because the last episodes didn't have the bar built. But it's good. We've had a few whiskey shares there. Had a good time.
Yeah, we've that's one cool thing about your spot.
Yeah,
fortunate to have for sure. You don't always have to be so generous and sharing your location and everything, but for the most part, I think everybody's been well behaved. Last time we had a little issue with bumper damage, but it was caused by a human and not a car, so that's an interesting one. But for myself, I've been traveling a lot all over the world. Mexico. I was in Australia last year, so it's been pretty crazy. It's the pick scene's kind of slowing down with it's kind of with economy and people doing a lot of the same things, and it's trying to be different still and open up different spirits like mezcal and all that. So kind of busy trying to figure that all out, and leave for Vegas for something pretty large pick wise on Saturday. So we'll see what happens. But it's we wanted to get back. A lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot, but it's same the few, 10, 15, 20 people kept on reaching out, asking us to come back to life. We're still living barely, but we wanted to see, start implementing this back again. Also, bring on special guests, which hopefully our next one will have someone on. Who knows who? Be a surprise, and kind of have the same format. Wing it a little bit, but kind of have a format. And we spent a lot of time editing. Phil, shout out to Phil. Hopefully he's doing pretty well, but
yeah.
A lot of time went into editing, and hopefully we can just dumb that down a little bit and start producing more segments and on the whiskey scene, maybe different spirits, bring in some master distillers, bring in some influencers, talking about how they're influencing different brands. As we know, we love influencers, but it's kind of cool to see on their side of things how they represent different things. But most importantly, what are you all drinking tonight?
I picked the new Riff 8-year. That's the one I grabbed last time I was down there doing picks instead of liquor. I like it. A lot of people that obviously it's almost gone. I've sampled it out to a lot of people. Everybody seems to enjoy it. A lot of cocoa in it.
Yeah, I'd like to try that sometime because
Yeah.
picks still are 4 year, 2 month. There's nothing like above
Yeah,
like
it's way different than their picks. That's kind of what I was hoping for. So I grabbed a couple of them when I was down there. We'll sample it for sure. But yeah, it's a little bit sweeter, but it's good. I like it.
How about you, Rich?
I am drinking Old Carter. Uh, I've been sorting some of the stuff in the cabinets down here in the basement, and I discovered that, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna open that.
What batch is it? You kind of cut out a little bit, but
Batch 9. So it's
nice.
I mean it's your usual vanilla caramel, bananas Foster, all that good sweet stuff happening. So can never haven't had a bad one yet.
Nice. I decided to go with something. Um I'm not the biggest Fred Minnick. I mean, Fred Minnick's Fred Minnick, but I am a big NBC fan.
That's another
Uh,
episode on its
yeah,
own.
but I am a big NBC fan. And last time, you know how Fred does his blinds of, I don't know, 50 different whiskeys or whatever. I truly believe he does these blind.
Yeah, I think he does them
I think he
blind.
does the blind ones blind, but he ranked this like number 2 or number 4, their batch blend or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw that.
it's something you can buy on their site, I believe. It's 6 year blend, 123.7 proof, and this is a fresh crack. I had it once before down, and it's pretty good. It's sweet. It's distilled in Kentucky.
Would you
Um,
say the proof was 123?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm guessing this screams Heaven Hill to me. I don't know the source. It says Kentucky. They have a few different Kentucky sources they use, but it's really well done.
Hmm.
James it's what he's known for. Well, besides having a great palate, he's a really good blender at NBC, but I don't hate this.
I have
I
yet to get down there.
Yeah, same. It's on our short list of places to go.
Yeah.
think I have to go in August or July, so
We should
more than
do a show
welcome.
from down there.
Oh, they would love it.
That'd be cool.
Those are great guys, and but yeah, I don't mind this. I don't mind this.
Nice.
What else is new, fellas? I just got done with a pick. That's I've been going crazy over here, but got some cool things happening. But
Can you say what it was?
yeah, we did a Kings County pick. They they're not doing many this year. They went from saying no to none in 2024 to they're going to start doing blends. You don't
Hmm.
have the opportunity to blend; they just send you blends. I'm not sure. I know it's very selective. I know there's not very many.
Did they say why?
Uh, Single barrels because they probably are transitioning. This is my guess. So don't quote me.
Yeah.
Um, they're at 53s now, and I don't think that
Hmm.
they're up to the standard that they're used to
Yeah.
with their small barrels, which I completely understand. So now they're blending. I don't know if they're bringing little barrels in, the 15, 30 gallons.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. Um, I'll tell you, we had 2 4s, 2 5s, and 2 6 years blends. So I'm sure they're the same years of, got a few barrels of 5 year, got a few and there was 2 that were very impressive. There were 2
Nice.
that were not very impressed. Awful. But it's kind of cool that they're trying to figure out a way to still do something customizable than single barrels when they don't have any. Um, so we'll see. You'll see
I'm using
more.
my auto win now.
We'll see. Yeah, that's one thing I gotta figure out. This is something I can do in 750s. Have a
Oh, nice.
good size, but the price point's a little high. So you got to figure something out. But what's oh I
Was it
was like,
still up
man,
there?
I was like, damn, you got a tail now in the 2 years.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Was the
What's
proof
what'd you say? The
what's
proof
the proof?
one was 128, one was 129. We haven't figured out which one we want to go in with. Maybe try to get both of them, but one's a 5 year, one's a 6 year.
Nice.
But
I'm curious for you guys to try out the Neely brothers or the Neely. It's going to be under the old Jet label,
nice.
the Jamaican rum barrel finished bourbon. It's outstanding. It's really funky. It's definitely not for everybody, but I think you guys will enjoy it.
Jamaican rums,
Yeah.
good stuff, man. So you can,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's bourbon. It's nice. It's good, clean distillate and backed up with tons of like Jamaican rum esters. I feel like talking about it doesn't do it justice. I can't wait for you guys to try it.
Nice. Very
Sounds
nice.
fantastic.
Yeah. They released it in their gift shop actually over the weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think Sam retweeted or redid something or whatever.
Yeah. When we were there, I guess we weren't supposed to sample those and we fell in love with it and had to negotiate with Royce.
Very
And
cool.
luckily he let us have half of it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
What what I think, off topic, I mean, I guess it's on topic, but where do you guys see, since we don't want to have this episode too long, but what do you guys have seen in the last 2 years more present with the bourbon world, I guess the whiskey world? What are your guys' thoughts? And not just single barrels, just in general, the SKUs on the shelf and all that good stuff. I know, Rich, you're more on the photography side, but you might have some input on some of this too. So what do you guys see? What are you guys seeing with the whiskey? Is the craze down? Is it done? What do you think?
There's certainly a lot out there. I mean, I see a lot of people doing funky finishes, which, as everyone's doing funky finishes, then it's like, okay, when is that going to run out? But
Hmm.
I don't think that's a bad thing to do. Um, I mean, just like you said with the Jamaican rum finishing, it's like, okay, so you're adding extra complexity to the barrel, but there's, some I'm sure there are some people that are thinking like, hey, I just want a straight bourbon or a straight rye, but
Yeah.
it's nice to have the mix.
Yeah.
Um,
There's definitely a lot out there nowadays.
Yeah, for sure. I think prices are going up. There's a select few distilleries that are actually coming down. I think you're going to see potentially a few more coming down eventually, but everybody got what they wanted during the craze of COVID. Everybody was
Yeah.
getting those extra checks, and some people were fortunate to get a lot more than normal. And they were spending that, their money on that bottle that they couldn't afford or could afford, but now they can afford it now. But I don't know. I think there's going to be. I was talking with someone the other day. I think people are being more selective. They're going at brands they know. Um, it's tough for people to spend $100 on a bottle that they don't know about or can't try it before they buy it, type thing.
yep.
Um,
That's the
it, it,
tough part. I think the price points getting to like you mentioned the bubble. I don't know if necessarily I think it's leveled out some, but I think that's because, well, there's a lot of factors, I think, but there is so much out there that people like sometimes people get overwhelmed, I think, when they go to the store and they see, now stores that used to have a corner dedicated to whiskey now have half of their store dedicated to whiskey.
yeah,
There's so many labels, but the price point's gotten to the point where it's like, even for me, where I'm looking at stuff and it's like, well, I really want to try that, but do I want to try it for $85? Do I want to try it for $100? Even some of these things, some of them are getting, like old Carters or $200. It's like,
$200. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and the thing is too, I notice American whiskey's getting big. So that seems to be the next, I don't know if it's going to be the next wave, but it seems to be going that way. And I just hope that these distilleries keep their pricing in check, because those of us that know what American whiskey is, it's the simplest way to make whiskey. There's nothing involved in it. So don't charge me for storing barrels. Don't charge me for years of moving barrels,
Yeah.
because hopefully it stays within. I hope it's a wave in the whiskey world that allows people to try inexpensive distillate from a lot of these places.
Right.
And I think some of these distilleries would do themselves a favor by getting a $35-$40 bottle out there of their own American whiskey.
yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of funny because I had this conversation with one of the group, my group members today. And, I'm trying to cater to everybody that, why haven't you been a pick? I understand either health issues or stuff's too expensive.
Mhm.
And I was just like, well, tell me what you want to see. Like, if you're not in a pick, like tell me what you want to see. Well, I would like five, and I'm not calling this guy out by no means, but this is what people don't realize is I want something that's 5 year plus under $50.
That's not gonna happen.
And I'm just like, well, there's, you can do a Elijah Craig, you can do only a few others.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be anything new. It's gonna be
Right.
what you know is out there.
Sure. Like what, and the quality, yeah, I mean, like new Riff, I mean, that's
Yeah,
like 55, $60 for 4 year, right?
Yep.
Unfortunately, we're at a tough, and picking world is tough. It's like, I was like, do I jeopardize the quality of picks just to have a Russell's Reserve or a Woodford that,
no,
no, or pay, John and I have San Diego Distilling. It's 8 year MGP for $85. There's nowhere you
yeah,
find that. Nowhere.
Nope.
Maybe, so maybe there's places I don't know of because not everybody's in New York State, but it's really tough. And then not everybody wants Rise.
it's funny you bring that one up because not only is it an 8 year under $100, it's a distillery that isn't distroed here in New York.
They are distroed, but like,
Are they here?
they're through LibDib, which is
Okay,
in a major. Well, I mean, it's pretty big. Just, I mean, we've done a few things through LibDib,
yeah.
but it's
You
just
put that up and then they offer the experimentals, which is new for picks.
yeah.
So they can do something to branch out with, and it's still like crickets.
Mhm.
It's like people don't seem, I don't know, I bumped it again today, which I think you saw, because I
Yeah.
want people to know, a year from now when someone's saying, oh, this is really good, well, I always inevitably get that few messages of, hey, when did you have this? Or how do I get one?
And
You know,
like, and what I come to a conclusion is, sorry to interrupt you, but like
no, you're fine.
people used to hate on MGP, right? There's a lot of MGP right out there. But then
Mm,
the end of the day, do you want something? Do you want, okay, if I don't tell you where it's sourced from, do you just want a good bourbon? Like if I tell you this is 8 year bourbon, right? And not from Kentucky, not from Indiana, or, sourced from Indiana and on a different label, which San Diego is. I just want to drink good stuff, right? I don't
yeah,
care at the end of the day, and I think you've kind of changed too, probably, John, because you
yeah.
were you weren't loving Indiana,
No, I
everything.
wasn't a big MGP fan because I figured it seemed like everything was the same, but now it's,
But you're seeing different, you're seeing same mash bills, but like you're seeing different uh storage. Like some
yeah,
people are doing Castle and Key, some people like San Diego, right? Their weather is pretty pretty nice.
yeah,
'Kay.
65, 70 every day. Um, but like you're seeing different climates that are aged differently, right? So I was fortunate to try some stuff. Um, I'm not sure where it's distilled. I have an idea. It's Bill Thomas, owner of Jack Rose, bought distillate 8 years ago from a Kentucky distillery, and he's aging everything at Castle and Key, going in the barrel at like 115 or 120, I believe, both rye and bourbons. And Bill is, it's the first time I really sat down with him. Very knowledgeable dude, really cool dude. Um, and he's like, I'm going to perfect this to get the best bourbon I can find or rye I can find. We had everything on the first floor, and their proofs went down to like anywhere from like 99 to 105
I
of the
bet.
first floor of Castle and Key. So now they're moving everything up to like the fifth floor where they think they've this is the where it should be.
Yeah,
And we tried a few at those levels, and it was like, wow, the proof came up to like 110, 115, and they were pretty. The rye was phenomenal, and then bourbons, they're good, but hopefully we can find some when I go to Kentucky with them. But it was really cool just to see different warehouses. I've had this distillate several times. I think if he didn't tell me what it was, but I've had this a lot, and normally it's 120s, high 130s,
mhm.
and Castle and Key just brought out different proof levels. I mean, that's all about where, and I appreciate that.
Fantastic.
Like, you look at Copper and Cask, right? They have their Florida barrels that they do in
Yeah,
Florida. Um, at least they're honest. All these people are honest. They don't have to tell me if where it's distilled from, but a lot of people disclose Indiana. Kentucky's Kentucky, right? Indiana's pretty easy to figure out. But it's pretty interesting, these new brands that are starting, that they are doing something different because they're aging it different, they're doing different
that's
things.
just it. I think you bring up a really good point because back in the day, let's say 4 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe as little as three, you had a lot of people that would buy MGP barrels and immediately bottle it and put their NPD label on it. Now you have a lot of places that are buying barrels, storing them in certain ways. They're doing, there's another place in Kentucky that we both have talked about that they have their 80-degree warehouse and they try to bring the proofs up or they finish them in a different type of barrel. So I think it's not just MGP isn't MGP anymore. I mean, it is, but it's like, different distilleries are doing different things, like you said. I think it kind of it changes the whiskey. So it actually adds a little bit more variety out there.
Yeah, we don't know everything either because,
No.
MGP technically is with like Luxco now, right? So
Yeah.
who knows
Yeah.
when they'll start releasing, and like Penelope is in that same realm of, I mean, I haven't really followed it that much, right? But I know Penelope is doing picks out of the Luxro facility. Um, it'll be interesting once to find out, like once more comes out about that. I don't
Yeah.
digest and all that. I don't really read that much about it. I just see posts here and there, but no, I mean, it's interesting world now.
Hmm.
I see a lot of, I mean, the rum, in my opinion, rum's kind of dwindled off a little bit.
Mezcal's coming up.
And mezcal, I think all the rum drinkers are going to mezcal.
Yeah, seems like it.
And it's a that talk that's another episode to talk
Yeah.
about mezcal,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the experience that I was able to have down there in Oaxaca was pretty incredible. It was really cool.
Nice.
It sounded pretty awesome, so can't wait for that stuff to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I had a few people try it tonight, and no complaints. I mean, the price is pretty high, but what are you gonna do when it's literally you have your own little pit and it's like a campfire. It's insane. Um, you
So
know,
Rich, I gotta say one quick thing. I'll just, my group's been talking a lot about shelving lately. And I feel like I need to really up my background here compared to you guys, but I love the cabinets you have, actually. I've never seen those before.
Ah, they are Seville classics. I just bought a whole bunch of them because I have a bunch at the studio, and once
Oh.
I had put some bottles in one, and I'm like, yeah, this works great. And there's wheels on them, so I can actually wheel them around if you want.
Are those clear fronts? Is it glass fronts?
No, it's metal. It's kind of like a
Okay, yeah. Oh, that still looks cool though, yeah.
at one
but
point though, at one point, I don't know what room he's in at his house, but at one point, the one in his office, I swear was gonna be like on the ground. Because I was like, Rich, you have so much shit in here. Like, you have some really good bottles. Like that thing is like
Yeah.
it's ready to go.
Forget
Like yeah, you need to do something about this one because there's a lot. It's like me holding up like a 10-pound thing. It was I got a little heavier. That thing might collapse soon.
there was a
But
lot in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
couldn't even find anything. But I think it's we got about 10 more minutes. Yeah, we were on the cheap Zoom. We're gonna upgrade that too, so we can go. But actually, it holds us to like 40 minutes, so that's a benefit for the
that's a good
people.
thing.
Like we all said earlier, we want to we want to come out with some topics. So as soon as you see this, comment below. Tell us what
Yeah,
you
let
want.
us know what you want to see.
Let us
Yeah.
who if you want to get in on this on the
Yeah.
fun as a special guest. We have a big application process, so you'll fill that out and go from there. But closing remarks, everybody. Anything you wanna add?
I'm just
Keep
great.
enjoying whiskey.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting back at it because it's been a while, and you know, it was fun. So it's nice to get back at it.
Yeah, good to see you guys, even if it's just electronically.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think this is Rich's like definitely going through withdrawals right now because he's like so perfect and wants to have everything like spot on. He's like, "Oh, your lighting's terrible." It's blah
Oh
blah
my
blah.
God, I can only imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this took a lot of convincing. I can
Great
tell you.
curtain back here. That's all I got.
I can tell you a lot. This is a lot of convincing, and I think my outtake is no matter what you're drinking, you like to drink it for a reason, even if it's Blanton's or whatever. You know, I shit on Blanton's all the time, but hey, keep drink what you like to drink. I might troll you a little bit, but hey, drink what you like to drink. But also, you know, find other things on the shelf that you know you or find someone that has bottles that you want to try to get your out of the Buffalo Trace or is it Wild Turkey or whatever it is, because there is a lot of great whiskey out there that you're missing out on if you're just solely focused on Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, Blanton's, Weller, Heaven Hill stuff, you know, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof or whatever. There's a lot of good things out there, and don't be afraid of MGP because um, depending on who's producing it, there's a lot of good things out there. But
Yeah.
that's all I have to say, and hope everybody sticks with us throughout this next several episodes. But we wanted to say hi again, our beautiful faces, and more to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers.
everybody. Thank you.